Yo, guys. It is Old Man G here, back again with another, not the Ipswich one, this one, with another match reaction. Manchester United 4, Everton nil. Obviously, game was a while back, but I'm trying to keep these tunes consistent at this time. And it's also more convenient for me to react at this time as well. But anyway, if you're on YouTube channel, guys, remember to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter at We United X and smash the notification button for latest Manchester United news and more. So, obviously, we if you want to come on and have your say as well, put links in the chat as well. So get involved. But guys, good game, good game, good game, good game, good game, good game, good game. Really good performance by the lads. And I'm going to get onto one particular player who I think had a fantastic performance. I mean, you can see it in the title. You saw it in the match reaction. I am really, really, really happy about Ahmad today. I think he had a very good performance. I think that it is very, very telling that this guy somehow was holding bench. I don't know how. I don't know why, but he was. I don't get it really. He's not ready this time, blah, blah, blah. When you consider the performance that he made, because when a lot of people say someone is not ready, yes, I get physicality and things that can be a problem, but football intelligence is important, and I think this is going to be the theme of this game. This stream is about football intelligence, football intelligence, because I don't think our forwards, Rashford and Zirkzee, and if Hoyland was playing, had as many chances created for them as they did today. Big up Zaire, man. Big up Zaire. Eric 10 Crimes. Yeah, man, come in, man. Because Amorim is getting these guys to cook. Now, and I know Zaire's listening to me. It's like, now, I obviously still want to remain calm because this man has been hurt so many times before. We've been here before, new manager bounce, all that sort of stuff like that. But I am seeing what Amorim is trying to do at Manchester United. And I am curious to see if United are going to do anything in January. Obviously, summer we will. There's no doubt about that. But January will be interesting. I think that the Arsenal game is certainly going to be a true test. I don't want to put any expectations on that because Arsenal, in their project, are certainly leaps and bounds ahead of where Manchester United are. And if we can get a good result, which would be for me a draw against Arsenal, then I don't really have any complaints. I really don't have any complaints. If we can win, well, now that's a different conversation. Because if United are now beating Arsenal at the Emirates, then suddenly you can now start to think about top four and other sorts of things. But yeah, that will be obviously for another time. However, I'm very pleased with the performance. I'm very pleased with this performance. I think that Manchester United really look like they're doing something. The players, and I think the biggest thing that the difference is the rotation. 3 games and you pretty much had the entire squad rotated in a way. Mason, obviously, I'm not account it against Ten Hag in a sense that obviously he did have to deal with a lot of injured players, but the manner in which we rotated players is on Ten Hag. Sorry, is on Amorim. Because even when players would come back, the amount of players that would often play with over and over and over again. Rashford playing over again, Bruno playing over again, etc. It's like, no, we can actually rotate these guys. We can actually rotate these guys and see what happens. And for me, that is the benefit of the Amorim system. Mount getting involved, and Bruno getting involved, Maguire, so on and so on. That's what we need. That's what we need. That for me is the difference between what Ten Hag was doing, and maybe, hopefully, it means that when it comes to January, we don't have injured players. Okay, that for me is the I'm not saying every injury is on Ten Hag. Like, for example, for me, Shaw and Malacia's injuries are not on Ten Hag. Like, Shaw's been injured all the time. Malacia was new, it has happened. Shaw's injuries are not on Ten Hag. Shaw's injuries are on Shaw, and I don't expect Shaw to get to play the rest of the season. I think we need to get him fullback. But some injuries, it's like, the rotation, you can kind of might have helped. And I think that we have to realize that in the Premier League, that it is the squad that wins the league, not the first 11. We need to go past that. If United are going to go to the next level, it's got to be about getting the best out of the squad. That is the next level. And you cannot play. Yes, you cannot play the same. I mean, you can, but they're going to get injured with the amount of games we're going to play. They are. So but we are at least in a good situation where we've got injured players coming back. I suspect we'll rotate quite a bit against Arsenal as well. Keep things fresh, especially going into the Christmas season when we have essentially 3 games a week, and see what happens. But overall, I'm happy with the performance. 4-0. We've not won 4 in a while. Now, someone told me something wild. If you guys are listening, someone told me something wild. They told me that United have a better GD than City this season. They told me that Manchester United Football Club. In fact, let me. I don't believe this. Someone told me that Manchester United have a better goal difference than Man City this right now. Someone told me that. I don't believe it personally. There's some people say they believe it. I don't believe it. But right now, as of now, Manchester United have a better GD than City. I don't believe it, but that's what people are telling me anyway. So here it says it's only the pragmatic stage. Wait till he starts going 3-2-4-5 in game. Looking forward to that. Thank you, Sahir. Sometimes injuries exactly what Ten Hag's fault. No rotating, making players run after loss. Exactly. I don't think that's I mean, the problem is that when Ollie got sacked, people blame Ollie because Ollie was too nice. Ollie was too nice, so we need a disciplinarian. And so he brought Ten Hag because Ten Hag is a disciplinarian, and Ten Hag, and then it was like, okay, it was too much of a disciplinarian. And now we've hopefully just got a coach that will do well. Hopefully we just have a coach that will do well. That's it. And focus on improving the players they have rather than this guy's, just focus on improving the team. It's simple man management, utilize everyone buys it. Exactly. There is no reason why Ahmad couldn't have been utilized more under Ten Hag last season or the beginning of this season when he was fit. No reason at all. So, but don't get me wrong, this is still early days. I've not put my stock in these players as of yet. But what I do think is important is that there is adequate rotation, and it'd be interesting to see because one thing that I've certainly noticed that with regards to Amorim's subs, he makes the subs at the right time. Yes, we were 3-0 up after 54 minutes. I get it, you can do that. But to be honest, sometimes watching Ten Hag, we were 3-0 up and I was still scared. We were 3-0 up and 2-0, 3-0 up, and I was scared. I was still like, yeah, but we could still concede, etc. What I want is to be 2-0 up and be like, I'm not worried. Yeah, we might concede, but I'm not worried. We'll see the game out. That's the Manchester United I want to get back to, not a United that can be 3-0 up and it goes to 3-3 or not be able to see out a game. So you made the subs at 3-0, 54 minutes, early subs. There's no reason why certain players should be playing for 6 minutes to rotate and do that. And then you brought on players again and again. He did that against Ipswich. He did that against Border Glements. Let's do it again. It's true. Oh yeah. Oh wow. Let me see this. Let me see this Premier League table, man. Let me see this. Let me see this table. I don't believe you, Lee, man. I don't believe you. So we've got 19 points. So finally, we're in the top half of the table after a while. So that's progress at least. We are, for me, the aim is 5th if we can get 5th. And we're 4 points behind 5th. So not that far. 4 points behind 4th even. So it's not bad. But for me, the aim is 5th. Top 4 might be tricky, although Spurs are showing that Spurs are bottling it. So if we can somehow knock Brighton out, Liverpool, Arsenal, City, and you hope that England can get a 5th spot and we can secure CL by either 5th or the Europa League. But yeah, 4 points off 5th and 4th. Yeah, GD3. City of a GD3. That's wild. So United of GD4, GD3. Does anyone have a high? If you go down, okay, Fulham's GD0, Newcastle 0, then you get the negatives here. Yeah. So basically, in terms of goal difference, they're tied with Forest and Brentford. I mean, there's not that many. I mean, obviously, Liverpool 18, they're clear. Arsenal 12, Chelsea 12, Brighton 5, and then United. So weirdly, even though I've been, oh wait, no, Spurs are 14, but then they've conceded 14. Okay, that's a bit strange. No, sorry, they've scored 28. Oh, Spurs scored 28. Wow. Sorry, Spurs scored 28 and conceded 14. Now GD is 14. Oh, wow. So the Spurs are the best, second best GD in the league, but they've conceded quite a bit as well. 14 goals. Interesting. Yeah, 28 goals. So 28, 26, 26. United have scored 70. Yeah. We do need to score more goals though. So, but yeah, interesting that with City's GD. I think that is quite fascinating. Man City Drake went out. I don't disagree with that. Those players will always find an excuse to something. I don't disagree there. No, Martinez against Arsenal is a blow. Yes, it is a blow. You probably, maybe you play Shaw's left side, but it is difficult. Yeah, it is a blow. Although we did play I don't think Martinez played against Arsenal last season, and we kind of held out. So let's see what happens. But yeah, I don't disagree. It's a blow. Beat Arsenal and you're 3 points off second. Listen, Zaya. Listen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But if we did, let's see, if we did, Arsenal 2 points, 2 points. It'd be interesting. It would be interesting, but we need to relax. Actually, no. If we did, no, I don't think we would. We'd have 21 points. We'd only be 2 points of fourth, I think. Yeah. So we only get 21 points, but yeah. Spurs put 4 past Man City, Aston Villa, and West Ham. Oh yeah. Spurs are weird. I'll be honest, Spurs are a weird side and beat us 3-0. Yeah, exactly. So you think, oh wow, they beat these decent teams, and yet somehow they lost against Ipswich and drew against Fulham. It's a weird. Spurs are weird. It's like they can play really. They'll beat the top teams and have a good game against them, and then they'll lose to the bottom half teams and struggle against them. It's quite strange, to be honest. So, but that is Spurs. Roma, and then I don't get it, but it is what it is. But anyway, back to Manchester United. Also, just breaking down the stats, see 11 shots to Everton's 8, 4 shots on target. 5 on target, 2. Obviously, 4 of them being in goal. So accuracy is good. I thought the possession would be more, but still got the most. Pass accuracy 89, 86, fouls, 2 free yellow cards, red cards, no offsides, and then obviously corners. So I think I'll probably go to the player ratings. Now, unfortunately, I think the United Stand ones is not up right now currently. So it's down for the Arsenal game. So I'm going to use my here. And just use my team section here. So for me, I'll give, I think Onana for me gets a 7, I think. 1 or 2 good key saves. I think Onana is, like anything, sometimes takes a season to gel. I think he's been fine this season. I think he's been solid for us. It's helped that we've not conceded so many chances against him now, but I think he's finally settled to the point that I don't think anyone talks about the keeper anymore. I think even this season, no one's really said, oh, the reason why we're here is because of Onana. I don't think anyone has blamed Onana for why we were in the position that we are. I think a lot of it is based on our attackers not putting away their chances and some defensive sloppiness. But usually it's Onana's been okay. So I give him a 7 today. De Ligt, I also give a 7. I think he's been low key, he's been solid. I think a lot of people were criticizing him. I don't know, because he wasn't English, I don't know, but he's a Manchester United player. I criticized him, but for me, he's been solid. He has had a few, especially I think when we played against I can't remember, it was against Spurs, where I felt like him and Martinez had a disaster class there. So it'll be interesting to see what happens against Arsenal. I think, you're gonna play De Ligt, Matswari, and then for me, because I think Martinez is playing left-sided centre back. So for me, you're probably gonna play Shaw there. Shaw here, De Ligt, Mats and Matswari there, and then with Maino being out, he's probably going to bring Eriksen in, or probably Agate. Probably put Agate here. Agate with Casemiro, then Diallo, Dallo, probably Rashford, Fernandes, and zirkzee, because obviously Fernandes is, maybe Højlund will start into zirkzee. Who knows? But so De Ligt today is 7 for me though. Martinez, Lezen, I'll give him a 6.5. I think again had an okay game. But again, I think with Martinez, him just coming back from injury and just taking his time, I think is really, really important. I think it is. Zahir, Rashford as a 10 works more than him as a 9. Does it as a 10? I'll be honest. I think that Ahmad as a 10 works more than. I don't really know where Rashford fits in, and there's an argument to be made that I think that Rashford, what to do with Rashford, I'll be honest, because if it was up to me, we would play. If we'd had Wan-Bissaka, I play Wan-Bissaka here, and I play Matswari here, and then play Dallo here, and then maybe and then Bruno here, and then Højlund. I don't know about Rashford being number 10, but we'll see what happens. He scored the goals. I'm happy for him, but I don't know. It's weird in this system and how he is. I'm not sure. I think Ruben is going to play the Europa squad. That's a fair point. I don't know. I think that with the way Ahmad played, I don't think he's going to drop Ahmad. Ahmad came on, if I recall. So I don't think. I think because obviously, we have the suspensions, so Mainu and Martinez not going to start. So I think Shaw will come in. It'll be interesting to see about Mount. I think Mount would be good for a game against Arsenal. I would, and also it's not an Arsenal prediction, but I would keep it as it is. But what I would do is I would replace. Well, no, Rashford tends to do well against Arsenal, so I'd probably keep Rashford. If he would do it, I'd actually drop Bruno and put Mount in front of Bruno, and then put Højlund or zirkzee here, because I really think a Mount would be good in this sort of press sort of situation. I think, or Mount in for Rashford. I'm not entirely sure, but like I said, Rashford does tend to score goals against Arsenal, weirdly, but we'll see. Where was I? Okay, yeah, Matswari, reliable Matswari, 7.5. One of our best signings of recent times. So consistent, really good. I hope this guy wins a trophy, man. He's one of the best signings, I think. I'm so glad we signed this guy. He's made a massive difference. Yeah, absolutely. That right-hand side locked. He's good. Dallo for me is man of the match. I'll give Dallo a 9. Yes, he didn't score the goals, but 2 assists. His work rate, his effort, his pressing, his intelligence. Especially you look at that 4th goal when he wins the ball and it's like, oh yeah, I could shoot here, but zirkzee didn't let me pass. I know it's simple, but it's that type of thing. That so many times with these players where you're like, if it wasn't Garnacho, or I'm not trying to slate them, but it's just make the right pass. Okay, it's not about you going for glory. Yeah, wow, great, awesome. Yeah, cool, that's great, but make the right decision. The team getting the goal, the club getting the goal, getting the win is more important than any individual. And that has to be emphasized and should be emphasized over and over and over again. So that's important. So yeah, for me, Ahmad is a 9. Mainu and Casemiro 6. I mean, he's coming back from injury. Casemiro at this point. So I'll give these guys 6s. Dallo also 6. I think he's not a bad performance, but I just think that when you have the performance of Matswari, it exposes it. With exception of few, that's truly. I wouldn't play Casemiro. He'll be passenger. I mean, that is a fair point, but I don't know who comes in. I mean, you end up. It's then going to be a because Mainoo's not playing, so it's got to be Agate and then Ericsson then, because I don't know what midfielders we have to play in there, and I wouldn't play Mount and Bruno here because I know Mount will go forward, and then you'll basically have a 3-3-1, which is probably not a good idea. We'd be swamped in midfield. And Arsenal's midfield is better than ours still. It is. Do you play Ericsson in? Does he have the legs to combat with Arsenal's midfield? I'm not sure. Casemiro doesn't either, but I don't know. The midfield, the Mainoo thing is a blow because we need legs. And I would have played Mainoo and Agate, but we're here where we are. Rashford, I'll give Rashford. Yeah, give Rashford a 7.5. You know, got the 2 goals. I think one of his better games. I think, and hopefully Ruben Amorim can bring him to form and do well. But if I'm honest, I'd rather Ahmad in the number 10 role to create more for the team than either Rashford or Bruno. Because for me, in this team, Ahmad is our creator, our best creator. Bruno, I'll give Bruno a 7. I think Bruno also one of his better games. Obviously, for the first goal was nice. Was really, really nice, that first goal with the set piece in the corner to set that up. So I think that was really good. And that kind of eased the tension because I think the first 20 minutes, Everton win the game. They win the game. And I think after that first goal and the second goal, they were shell-shocked. And Everton never really came back after 2-0. I think 2-0 before the second half, they didn't come back. And then obviously, bam, third goal, kill the game off. That is what I expect from Manchester United. You kill the game off early. 2-0, great, awesome. Quick start, third goal, that's it. You know, and I'm liking that we're hopefully scoring quick goals. None of this kind of take our time, whatever. We need to score those quick goals quickly. Okay. That for me is the most important thing because too many times under Ten Hag, did we not switch? The amount of times that the second half starts, we don't switch on and we concede an early goal. It happens so many times that it was frustrating. Zirkzee, yeah, Zirkzee give a 7.5 as well. 2 goals for Zirkzee, maybe 8 even. 2 goals. You know, I've told this man that we need to give. It's his first season. Let's give him some time. People say sell, ship, etc. At the end of the day, we need attackers. We can't sell attackers without replacing them. I like Zirkzee's hold-up play. And his finishing is good as well. And hopefully that should give Zirkzee some confidence. I mean, him and Højlund scored. Højlund's obviously scored 2 goals early in the week against Border Claimants. Zirkzee scored 2 goals. That is good man management. It's what Zahe said. This is good man management. So you now have 2 strikers who were almost depressed because of the lack of opportunities and chances. Now they've scored 2 goals in the space of a week. And now it's like, oh wow, awesome! You know, we can score. We've got confidence. We can go. We can do things, and that's what these strikers need. Give me 1 second, guys. I need to quickly charge my my laptop. Cool. Right. Okay. It's gonna be Agate and Bruno with Mount and I don't know about that. I see what you mean, Lee, but I don't know. I'll be worried if that was the case because Bruno and Mount aren't going to sit here And then basically you're going to have a situation where you just have Ahmad here, Dalot here. Ahmad is going to be expected to go forward as is Dalot. So there's because if that happens, Ahmad is going to will be expected to go forward as is Dalot. So you'll just have Ugarte holding by himself because Mount and Bruno are basically going to occupy the same space. I've always said you shouldn't play Mount and Bruno together because they'll occupy the same space, which is here. And it will leave our midfield incredibly exposed. So I really, really hope that it's not Bruno and Mount with Ghana to that, because I know Bruno doesn't have the discipline to sit. He will go forward, as will Mount. We need to play find someone to at least play the holding midfield or to support the midfield. Otherwise, Arsenal are just going to swamp our midfield, and they will swamp our midfield. And I've seen it happen under Ten Hag, and we'll see it again. They will swamp it, and it won't be nice. So fingers crossed. But yeah, we'll see what happens, you know. So, but yeah, guys. I mean, like I said, thank goodness Manchester United win my weekend for once. Thank goodness Manchester United did not ruin my weekend. I'm glad for the win. It's the happiest I've been. And for once, I enjoyed watching Manchester United. I enjoyed watching Manchester United play for once. It was nice to see a Manchester United team that was entertaining, that was passionate, that was enjoying themselves. That is the Manchester United that I want to see going forward. That's what I want to do. But yeah, guys, we will be live. I will hopefully be doing a watch along. I think the Arsenal game. Let's look at the next fixtures for Manchester before I head off. Actually, make sure you smash a like on the vid, bottom in the corner. In fact, actually, before we go, let me put a poll. Who was your man of match? I'll put a poll in the chat actually. So before I bounce, who was your man of the match? And for those just watching, just get your votes in. It's also in the community tab as well, so get involved there. And as we get to the end of the year, guys, let me know your thoughts on how we've been doing as a channel so far. I appreciate that it's not been as much content as I would have liked this year. I've just been so busy with so many different things, and it is literally just me running this channel. So if you would like to get involved in doing streams and things on the channel, then please let me know. I'd love to get other people doing stuff and doing more regular content on here. Yeah, it's just really busy for me sometimes, you know. So I know this channel definitely has potential to go further, but it's just the busyness, you know. So I'll put to, I think, zirkzee. Okay, and that's the poll in the chat there. So let me know your thoughts. Let's quickly have a look at Manchester United's fixtures. Go this way. Let's have a look. Okay, so yes, so Thursday. Why has it got 500? Anyway, so VPN. So away to Arsenal. I'll be on my way to London, actually. Ironic enough, I'll be on my way to London in that game. It's just I'm going there for conferences separate. But yeah, so I'll probably give you a live a video post-match. Probably won't be a live match reaction, unfortunately, for that. So but yeah, so we're away to Arsenal. Then Forster home. We've got some difficult games here, guys. The win against Ipswich would have been nice, but Arsenal away and Forster home, it's going to be a bit tricky. Victoria Pleasant in the Premier League, I think we need to win that game. Obviously, I think we're already qualified for the Europa League, so we're not going to finish 21st. So qualification isn't fine to next year. It's just that I would like us to at least get to top 8. I think, you know, we can beat Victoria Pleasant, Rangers, and the other team we're playing against. So if we can do that, I think that would be helpful because we'd want less games. But I mean, you know, these next 3 games are going to be a test for Amorim. Arsenal away, Forest at home have got good form, and then Manchester City away. And then you've got the EFL quarterfinal with Spurs away. Then Bournemouth at home, who people might say it's easy, but these guys slapped City, and they're a problem. They've been a problem with us last season, and then you got Wolves away, which should be fine, and then Newcastle. So really, if you look at the rest of the games in this month, they're tricky. These are tricky games. Aside from Victoria Pleasant away and Wolves away, every other game I'm looking at and thinking there's a potential banana skin. There's a potential slip up against Newcastle at home, against Bournemouth, against Spurs away, City, Forest, etc. These are going to be difficult, and I think if Amorim can get through these fixtures, maybe hold maybe maximum 1 or 2 L's, I think that'll be a good run. At least that's what I think. Let's just see if there's any comments before we round up. Let's have a look. Zaz says, I wouldn't start Delete. Okay, if Euro's fit, start. Really? Okay, that's interesting. Starting Euro, that is interesting. I do think that. Do you start Euro? In fact, what were the United subs actually? What were the subs? In this game. So we had some Maguire, Mount. So I don't know why Euro wasn't in the team. Hopefully that's not an injury, but Euro isn't in the squad. So hopefully it's not an injury. So you had Harry Maguire, Mount, Garnacho, Shaw, Ugarte, Bayinde, obviously, Rasmus, Malacia, Anthony. I don't know when Anthony's going to get a game back. But Malacia is there. Hoyland is there. Bayinde is there. Ugarte is there. But yeah, Europe starting isn't a bad shot. It's just for some reason he's not on the team, so I hope he's not got an injury. But yeah, that squad hopefully will do the business. But we have to rotate as well. Rolf, what's your scoring for the next game against Arsenal, Raul? I'm not going to predict a loss, but we have struggled at the Emirates. We actually didn't do too bad last season. If Garnacho's goal goes in, it's another story. But we then concede, and then Evans and Maguire collapse. But I just don't have any faith in. It's like the two places that I feel like we can never get a result are the Emirates and Anfield. At Stamford Bridge, yes, we can. Even at the Etihad, I think we can. But at Anfield and the Emirates, it's not looking good in recent years. So I predict a draw. Hope a 1-1, and I'll take that result, to be honest. Euro's only been training exactly. So I don't think it might be a bit tricky for Euro, especially against Arsenal. Nah, I think if I was when Euro should come in, for me, get him against Pleasant. That's what I do against Victoria Pleasant, because then, maybe you give him some game. It depends how the game goes. I don't think we're going to lubricate Arsenal, but if against Forest, for example, we are comfortable, I would bring Euro on there, then give him 90 minutes against Pleasant, and then have him ready for City. That's what I would do. But I wouldn't rush him in against Arsenal. Would be my thing. I wouldn't do that. And Raul says, I think it's going to be a 2-2 draw. Yeah, I mean 2-2 is fine. 2-2 is fine. 2-2 is fine. 2-2 is fine. Arsenal are scoring the goals. But we also have pace, and we can also harm them as well. We can. The 5 against West Ham is interesting. But I think now we can also harm them as well, especially with the fact we've got a relatively fit squad now. We've got, Martinez and Kobe Mainoo aren't going to be available, but let's see what happens. Don't you believe the rumors that Rashford's been made? No. Why? He's signed a new contract, man, and there's a new coach, so no. I don't believe those rumors. I think all this is just media hype and speculation, etc. Rashford will stay at Manchester United. He's not going to. I mean, the thing is that, like, people always talk about this PSG thing, but if you go to PSG, to do what? To do what? Does winning the French league mean anything compared to competing for the top 4 in the Premier League? The Champions League, PSG are not are not going to be competing for any time soon. Look at where they are. So I don't really know why anyone would go to PSG right now. Like, unless you think that competing for the McDonald's title is something, but you know, no, not the way I see it anyway. Anyway, guys, thanks everyone for tuning in so much. Really appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter or We Unite. Red Devil Studio X, sorry, links in the description. We're on Twitch as well, TikTok as well. Make sure you follow those, follow me on those places. Have a nice day, everyone. We'll be back, and hopefully, United can do something against Arsenal. Have a nice day, everyone, and cheers. Peace. Oh, before I go, one more comment. Rajit, yep, big up, Rajit, man, big up. And yes, like, share, and subscribe. Come on, guys. Peace.